rough on the surface, but you cut through like a knife. And if it was an open shut case, I never would have known from that look on your face, lost in your current like a priceless wine. The more that you say, the less I know. Wherever you stray, I'll follow, begging for you to take my hand, wreck my plans, that's my man. Hey, how you doing? Justin here. Today we are checking out Willow by Taylor Swift. There's been loads of really lovely guitar work on her last couple of albums, and this song, fantastic layering, really nice blending of different guitar parts. I'm obviously not going to show you all of the layers because on their own they kind of don't work so well, and I'd imagine most of the people learning this want to play it by themselves. So I'm going to give you a kind of an easier beginner strumming chordy kind of version, but as well I'll show you how to play that little riff that happens in the verses. Those that are more adventurous might like to try playing that while you sing at the same time. You can play this song with easy open chords pretty much all of the way through, except for the bridge where we encounter a B minor chord. But I'm going to show you a cheat for that as well, for any of you still struggling with your bar chords a bit. So let's get stuck in, check out the chords. The chord progression for the verses is E minor to D, E minor to D, E minor to D, to 2 measures of C. Okay, so if I just put some lyrics to that now as well, so you can see how that sits. So E minor like the water when you D, rolled in that E minor to D. E minor on the surface, but you D through like a C. 2 measures there. E minor, and if it was a D shut case, E minor, never would have D'd from the look on your E minor, lost in your D like a priceless C. Now, the feel for this song is kind of interesting. So I'm calling the chords as like a measure each, but I'm counting it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, which feels a bit fast. It's got a 2 feel for me. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you kind of feel it that way, I'd recommend that you just strum on beats 1 and 3 if you're going to get into like a real basic strumming to sing along, which is definitely what I'd recommend before you start trying to get any more fancy with it. But let's finish off the chords first by looking at the chorus. So the chorus progression is G, D, A minor to E minor. It does that 4 times round, and then the very last time it just hangs around on the E minor for an extra measure. So let's mix the lyrics and chords together now. So starting on the G, the more that you D, the less I A minor, the wherever you E minor, I'll fall G. I'm begging for D to take A minor, wreck my E minor, that's my man. So you're just holding that E minor there at the end. Before we get more into the strumming and the different approaches, we may as well conquer this bridge section as well and look at those chords. So the chords for the bridge, we have this little B minor, E minor, A minor, and G. But interesting is the lyrics don't start until you get to the A minor chord. So you have this B minor, do 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 do, then A minor, life was a willow and it bent right to your will. A minor, it cut me off time and time again. So it kind of feels like the A minor is the start of the progression. Life was a willow, but it led right to your will. I come back stronger than a 90s trend. And it's just finishing there on the G. You just hold it that very last time. So it's kind of an unusual progression there because it does finish on the G. So I would say the progression is B minor, E minor, A minor, G, repeated 4 times. But because where the lyrics starts, it feels like the progression's A minor, G, B minor, E minor, and it finishes on the G. Doesn't really matter which way round you're going to look at it. Whatever way, it's going to start on the B minor, and the last chord that you play is going to be the G. So if you're struggling with your B minor chord, a really nice cheat for the B minor is instead of having all of the fingers like that, is just to drop the first finger down so it's playing on the thinner string. So first finger, 2nd fret on the thinner string, 2nd finger, 3rd fret on the 2nd string, little finger, 4th fret on the 3rd string, and 3rd finger, 4th fret on the 4th string. That would be a B minor. Try and mute the 5th string there and just don't play the thicker string. So that's a real nice cheat for the B minor if you're unable to do this B minor. Although, to be honest, I don't feel like it's that much harder to go from that and then just dropping the 1st finger over to play the 5th string. The tip of the 1st finger needs to mute the thicker string like it might if you were doing a power chord. Okay, let's have a bit of a chat about strumming options here. So, as I said, I feel like the time of this is quite quick. The actual count would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But it's got this feeling of do, ka, do, ka. That's how. So, I would recommend maybe the first stop should be just strumming single chords. And again, playing along with the original recording is a really great idea, or a backing track. Just literally just playing along like that, getting used to where the chords change, making sure that you feel how they sit with the lyrics, I think can be pretty helpful as well. Once you're through that, then I'd recommend getting into the 2 strums per bar, so strumming on beats 1 and 3. So, I'm like the water when your ship rolled in that night. Getting used to that. Rough on the surface, but you cut through like a knife. I'll go through these little filly bits in a second as well. To start off with, you just want to keep it as simple as you can, and be, especially if you want to sing it. Keep it simple, get the singing working with the guitar, and then start working at fancying it all up. The guitar wants to be automated, and if you start with something really complicated on guitar, it'll take you a lot longer to get to the point where you can sing along with it. So, starting off simple, 1 strum per bar, then 2 strums per bar. A strumming pattern that works really well, which I'm pretty sure there's one of the guitar layers is doing this pattern, which would be down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down. The first down. Now, if I'm doing fingerstyle like I am now, I tend to play the first strum with my thumb. You get a lot nice kind of bassier sound. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and then I'm doing up, down, up with my first finger. But you can do it with a pick as well if you want to go down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down. But definitely strumming the bassier strings there on beat 1, I think works real nice. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So you got these. It's a slightly unusual strumming pattern again. This is not like simple, easy pop stuff. There's interesting things going on here. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. Now, when it comes onto the C chord, I will show you that little fill there, but you can strum it slightly differently as like a little variation, or you can stick with the same strumming pattern. It doesn't really matter. One thing that is really important here is that you keep the hand moving all the time. So even though it's going down, up, down, up, you don't want to go down, up, down, and leave your hand down. It wants to keep moving down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. You see that hand is moving consistently all the time, whether you're doing like that. Now here it looks like it's probably not moving much, but there is still, I've got the feeling of the movement, and it's the continuous feeling of the movement that'll make the pattern feel relaxed and comfortable. And I think that's really important, especially if you're going to sing and play at the same time. You want to practice that strumming up so it feels real good and that you can play then the whole song like that. That strumming pattern works really well for the whole thing. Kind of don't recommend that you do the same strumming pattern for a whole song, because it does start to get a little bit monotonous if you do that. So I would definitely break it up, and maybe in one of the verses go down to just 1 strum per bar. That kind of thing would be a really nice drop after the first chorus, and then let it build up again into the next chorus. You do want to think about dynamics. There's lessons over on the website if you want to get more into how you arrange the song. I think it can be a pretty big deal. Down, up, down, D. Remembering, of course, if you're hitting the bass strings for the D, string 4. And for the C, string 5. So thicker string, 4th string, thicker string, 4th string, 5th string. I'm like the water when your ship rolled in that night, rough on the surface but you cut through like a knife. So now I'd like to have a little look at incorporating the kind of riff that you hear on the original recording. I'm pretty sure it was originally done with different layers of guitar. So one guitar will be doing the riff, another one is doing a kind of a rhythm part. But there is a way of combining them. It is a little on the tricky side. I'm also quite sure that the original recording was using a different tuning for this part. Just the practicalities of playing it, there's lots of things that can kind of go wrong and make it a little bit awkward. But yeah, it's not a beginner thing, but it's a bit of fun. Let's get to a close-up and have a look at it. So you can see we're starting off here, we play the open thicker string, which is part of our E minor. But then we've got this little double flick off thing. So we start with 2nd finger down on the 3rd fret of the thinner string, 3rd finger down on the 4th fret of the 3rd string. 1st finger needs to bar the thinnest 3 strings, and we play these 2 strings. We'd use our 1st finger and our ring finger there on the picking hand, on the strumming hand, whatever. So you play those 2 together. I'm trying to get my middle finger out of the way so you can see clearly, but you wouldn't normally do that. It would just be kind of hanging around. So you pick them together, flick off, and then pick it again. So 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3. So the flick off is landing on beat 3. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and then you play on beat 4. The next thing is the same rhythm, but now we're using 1st and 2nd fingers, both in the 2nd fret on strings 1 and 3. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and we do the same trick. Pick, flick, pick again. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 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 1, 2. Then when it goes to the C, it's actually the same flick off that we had for the D, but now we've got to put our 3rd finger down while we do the same pattern, and that's a little bit tricky to play it. So you're playing the 5th string now with your thumb, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Then there's 1 and 2 and 3, 4. That's 1st finger going to, you're still leaving that bass note down. 1st finger is playing the 1st fret on the 2nd string, pick, flick off to the open string, 2nd fret on the 3rd string, pick the B string, and either pick or hammer on the 1st finger again in the 1st fret. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So that is a little bit tricky. You're going to have to spend a little bit of time working on that one if you want to do it, but feel free to adapt it as well. Try out some different things and find your own way of playing it. That's totally cool as well. If you're doing a cover, that should be kind of the point. It's not to just play it exactly like the original recording, but to find your own interpretation of these songs. I think that's where most of the fun lies. One thing to notice is that with the C chord, the little riff on the C, that's a nice thing to add in even if you're strumming. So you're doing E minor. When it gets to the C, so you're still just strumming C, here. You can just use your 1st finger, pick, flick, 1st finger, pick, and then hammer it down again. You can even do it while you're strumming. You just keep strumming. You don't even worry about trying to pick out the notes individually. Just strum, move your 1st finger. Works well. often doing here, I'm putting the fingers down a little bit later as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. I don't know why I'm doing that, it's not on the record. Just kind of like the sound of it, I guess. That's part of that thing I said, you know. Definitely you shouldn't feel like you need to get involved with this fancy fingerstyle guitar part. I'm just showing it to you as an idea, something to explore for those people a little bit more advanced on their guitar journey. If you're a beginner, just take it easy. Find a nice way to play it that works with the skill set that you've got. Normally when you're learning songs, there want to be kind of two types of songs that you're learning. Some songs that are challenging you to lift your game and make you a better guitar player. If you actually want to play the song, like you want to perform the song or you want to do a cover of it or whatever, you want to try and find the ones that are a bit easier within your comfort zone so that you can make it feel relaxed and nice. Because when you play and you feel relaxed, then the people listening to you will get that vibe. They'll feel relaxed with you. And that's kind of what you want most of the time. So take from it what you will, make up your own version is something I definitely recommend. I really hope you've enjoyed this. Plenty more Taylor Swift lessons over on the website. You might want to go and check that out as well. And actually, I really need to do some more Taylor Swift stuff, especially I'm really digging this acoustic guitar thing that she's got going on at the moment. I don't know if that's like, she's coming back stronger than a 90s trend with her guitar thing, or whether that's a permanent fixture on the future records. Who knows? But yeah, let's enjoy it while it lasts. And I'll see you for plenty more lessons very soon. You all take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.